Accountability could come next month. The Iowa Division of Criminal Investigation is scheduled to appear in court to explain how a sports gambling investigation unfolded last fall. Good evening, I'm Andy Fales.
And I'm Janae Town. The investigation led to charges against 15 athletes at Iowa and Iowa State, costing some their final year of competition. At
least one investigator says he was misled about the focus of the investigation, and another says the charges stemmed from an illegal search. WHO 13's Elias Johnson is following developments. Elias, it's now the investigation that's being investigated.
Yeah, it's like peeling back an onion every single day, it seems like. This week, last Friday, DCI agents gave court depositions about this case, how it was investigated, and who was involved. Now we have names. Based on what agents revealed, attorneys representing 6 of the former student athletes waiting for trials are determined to get the answers that, quite frankly, we have all been waiting for.
There is an expectation of privacy for what is in your phone, and the courts have recognized that.
But in the case of 15 Iowa and Iowa State student athletes charged in the DCI's underage sports gambling investigation, attorney Matt Bowles says that expectation was ignored and includes far more than the young men who were prosecuted.
What is troubling about this particular matter is that there was a massive request or search for data that include dozens and dozens and dozens of people who were not subject to the investigation, were not subject to criminal sanction.
Court filings show last year the DCI, led by Special Agent Brian Sanger, used a geofence with the purpose of identifying underage individuals actively gambling online inside athletic centers at both campuses. Problem is, Sanger gathered the evidence without a proper warrant.
What's unique about this case is that just because a company like GeoComply has a program available, in this case Cabana, to law enforcement, it doesn't mean that they get to circumvent the warrant requirement for this information.
According to depositions given by DCI agents involved, some investigators agreed. According to court records, in May of last year, Special Agent Mark Ludwig was told the, quote, nature of the investigation was purely administrative. Agent Ludwig interviewed former Iowa State football player Isaiah Lee, informing him, quote, that no adverse or criminal consequences would be forthcoming. Following the interview, court records say Ludwig was congratulated by superiors for obtaining a confession. Records go on to say Ludwig advised his superiors he would no longer participate in the investigation. Lee was eventually charged with identity theft and tampering with records.
What has occurred out of this is ridiculous.
Brad Remsburg, whose son Jake was charged in the case and eventually pled guilty to underage gambling, has been waiting over a year for this recent information to come out publicly.
At every point where somebody could have stepped in, an adult of the room, and said, this is inappropriate for what we have here, nobody stepped up. And all I've ever wanted, and I think the rest of the parents would agree, is that somebody at some point is going to have to take ownership of what occurred here. And it looks as though we're proceeding down that path.
6 of the 15 student athletes charged in the investigation pled not guilty and are awaiting trials. Attorneys for several of the former players are working to get to the bottom of how evidence was collected and if their clients' rights were violated in the process.
The truth usually comes out. It's been slow in this particular case, and we continue to pursue answers. And I think the thing that is really going to be sad is if at the end of the day we find out that these young men's lives were impacted, at least in the short term, and some of them in the long term, by actions of a few rather than at the direction of leadership or in pursuit of the proper legal remedies.
Matthew Bowles also wants to get to the bottom of why it appears only high-profile student athletes at both schools were charged when DCI agents were able to capture so much information with that big net on other students and even staff inside these facilities. He thinks records will show, quite frankly, Andy, that many more could have been charged, and if so, why weren't they?
All questions that we've been asking about this case for months, Elias. It
slowly getting there.
Maybe we'll get some answers. A reversal of fortune going on here. Thank you.